Hello, my name is Liam Smith. It is not my real name, but I'm going to go along with the name Liam Smith because, well, that's just the name I prefer to be called on the internet. And that's just the way I am. Anyway, on today's video here, I am going to talk about a very serious subject, and I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're not Christian. I don't care if you're in a similar situation to mine. But I am going to tell you my story on why you would most likely hate Jesus as a modern Christian, and why, what you believe, that's not that it's necessarily not true or that it is true. Just, if he was in current day, you would hate him too. Let me explain why. Jesus was persecuted. Jesus was, if you believe in Jesus, or at least how he was portrayed, he was persecuted. And this was like during the time when Rome was in its absolute height of power. Like they were just starting to reach to the height of their power at the time. And basically, you'd rather believe something that is verifying of your opinions. You could have either made it yourself, or you could have believed in whatever thoughts came into your brain first, whatever people told you, rather than what you actually believed and what was actually true, that kind of thing. And differences divide people. And there's so many different forms of Christianity or Islam or Judaism because everybody can agree on what the issue is and what the thing you need to describe it with, but the exact details is what creates change. And so because of it, people hate each other, people mock each other, because the people who are united know that if the people who keep mocking each other keep doing what they're doing and keep mocking each other, then the people who are united can get away with anything. And so that's what they've been trying to do. And they act, it doesn't matter what your political or religious belief is. If you met Jesus today, he could be completely the opposite. He could be not what you think of him as at all. I don't care if you're what you consider yourself as right wing or left wing. He probably just hates it all because they talk about it as if he's a long-haired, bearded individual who will just obey every command and just go about it because it's deemed as correct. So he'll just listen to you because he knows all the right ways. Or you'll just listen to him and everything will be through your belief system. That isn't going to work if you constantly think, oh, maybe he thinks this way. Oh, maybe he thinks this way of dressing is sexy and that's evil, or everything has to be demonic, everything has to be against me. If you're constantly thinking that, you're already in your own control in a way where it's like you don't even realize you're controlling your thoughts in such a way where you get to nowhere. And I know this sounds all like nothing to you, which it is, and that's kind of the whole point of this video, because like I said, they wanted to make him grow his hair and grow his beard. But what if Jesus wanted to cut his hair till he was completely bald? What if he wanted to shave his face until he was completely smooth? What if he had no hair at all? What if he was in the most hated category of people, of all groups, the most despised, or the most loved? But even then, it's all up to the decision of the individual. And it's very subjective, what is good and what is evil. And the reason why it's considered subjective and people don't like it when you call it subjective, because, well, they like to feel like they're part of a group when they probably never were. You know, they like to feel like, oh, I'm part of this group, I'm part of this way, they speak the true way, they speak this or that, you know? Especially in more religions or beliefs where it is that way. Because they feel like, oh, I'm an individual, I can't understand this, so I need more people to understand it for me. And use myself to understand that, rather than, just understanding things and leaving it as that. You want to feel like you want to be more, you want to feel like you want to be special. But then you might ask yourself, well, then why are you still alive? Why are you still around? Because I want to be, okay? If I wanted to be dead, I would have been already dead long ago. But they wanted to kill Jesus because, not because of some God, but they thought it was because of political beliefs. They thought he was a political thing that was trying to challenge their power. And then after his death, they started to realize, oh, he wasn't. So yeah, you would have hated him too, because he could have done things, said things, been things that made you go, yeah, I'm not going to believe him, I'm not going to do that. Because he might not even join your side or the other side either. He's the most neutral man on earth. He is the literal definition of let bygones be bygones. So, if you are truly a Christian, and you think, oh, I want to have this way, and everybody needs to be this type of thing, everybody needs to be doing these things in this way, rather than just, if it gets done, it gets done, You don't need to have order in everything. If you can get it figured out, and at least in a way where, it's actually done, then it doesn't matter the order, it doesn't matter the space it takes up, or little space it takes up, or thought it does, or shape, or color, or size, or whatever. Because you need to be able to think for yourself rather than just thinking for others, What do they always think about? The universe does not care. What does God think about me? The universe does not care. You could say, oh, but God is the universe. Yeah, but you're nothing compared to him. And the only reason why God lets you exist is because he doesn't have to worry about you. If he worried about you, you wouldn't exist. That's the whole point. The whole point of existence is because you're not a threat. You're not something to worry about. You're not there for him. Because he doesn't have to be. He's God. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And I know this video might not seem like it's going to anywhere. But like they said in the Bible, he would take dinner with sluts, or talk to the gays, talk to the people with the diseases, the people who would not be thought of, or the people who would really be thought of. He would challenge those of high power and those of low power, because the thing is he would never try to beat somebody up just for existing. He would never try to beat somebody up because they're not the right kind of your exact religion, whatever religion, or if you're in a religion, maybe. He's not that kind of guy, or was that kind of guy. He's portrayed as a guy where, regardless of what they do or how they believe things, he still is him. He still is Jesus. He never changes. He doesn't go, "Oh, I'm an all nice and kind guy. Knocked you right out." No. He goes, "I'm a nice, kind guy and always will be." You know? It doesn't matter how many times he's persecuted or how many times, they killed him. They literally killed him. And he still, even when he died, he just let it happen. He just did his life and just let it happen. And if you can't realize that, not everything needs to be about my beliefs, not everything needs to be about my politics or what holidays I celebrate or anything. But the only reason why you give it meaning is because you decided to. So, after all this said and done, I don't care what kind of good person you'll become, what kind of bad person you'll become, what kind of person you've been, or what person you are now. All I'm just saying is, I had an idea. It may or may not work, and that's pretty much all. And after all of this, if you're watching this in the distant future going, what is he talking about? All I'm saying is, whatever the future after you happens, it is all up to you to decide how that's going to be. I may decide how your future may look, but then it's up to you how you decide what somebody else's future looks like. What people who you can't even comprehend their existence may look like. For all you know, you could be the reason of the most evil, heinous person ever, but then you could be responsible for the most good, pure, and nice person ever. It could be both. It could be neither. You don't know. It could be one side, it could be this side. Whatever the case, you might not even be responsible at all. So, it's either something to worry about or nothing to worry about. And if that doesn't offend you, good. If that does offend you, then there's nothing I can do about that. It's just a rambling. But like I said, the future of how the world will look like is just up to the people of that time. So we make it in a way where it's just how it's supposed to be. You could blame capitalism, you can blame communism, you can blame Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, as this video is, or atheism, or the dogs, the cats, the sky, the rocks, the non-existence. And there's a reason why nothing is truly nothing, because nothing, truly nothing, doesn't exist. That's the whole point of it. It doesn't exist. There could be bajillion different elements, bajillion different peoples, aliens, whatever the hell. But at the end of the day, if there is an end to this day, because I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah, It's there. And this is completely however you want to take it. All I'm saying is that this is just what I believe. You can decide. You have free will. You have the choice of freedom of speech. You don't have to believe in hate laws or do this or that. Because if you want truth, then you're going to want that freedom of speech. And if you want the answers to questions that go against your beliefs, then go ahead. It's your free will. But if you don't, then that's fine. But yeah, like I've been saying throughout this video, if they wanted him to grow his hair and have a long beard, he would cut his hair and shave all of his hair off. And if you want the life, if you want your truth, if you want not just your truth, but the actual truth, not just what they believe or how they believe it, or what you believe or how you believe it, it's what are you going to determine in the future, or what is you now, or you then, or you prior determined that makes the next generation go, yeah, I made the right choice, and we need to make the new world new. The new world be whatever it may be. The new thing. The actually new thing to be the worst, the best, whatever. But yeah, all that I'm just saying is this is my side of the story. This is how I view it. And it's just all up to you on what you're going to do with it. Even if you haven't watched it at all. If you even watched this video at all. Well, anyway, it's a very serious topic, but hey, at least you're thinking. Meaning, not talking, not expressing, just in your head thinking. Do I actually believe what I believe because it's what I believe, or do you actually believe it because it's honestly true, and not just what the vibe is, or what the emotion is, or what the gooning is? But what do you actually think about things in your own head? I don't know what else to tell you. I can't, because I'm not you. You're not me. But, you know, you don't have to look at things of what people would do if you were them. Think about what they would do if they were them, you know? Or if they were you. So yeah, Jesus may have been your biggest hater. You might have considered him the worst foe you've ever faced, or the nicest friend you ever had. But whatever way, he's long gone. He's dead. We have to move on and just deal with it, because your past is now the past, and all it is just the memory. And after all that's said and done, it really is just your choice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So good morning, good day, good afternoon, and good night. Alright, bye.